purpose of this particular video is to give a basic introduction to the various substance applications that we will be using throughout this course, with the first of those programs being Bitmap to Material 3. Which, as the name implies, is an application or substance archive actually that has been designed to take a straightforward input image, typically a photograph, and then turn that into a fully fledged set of PBR-based channel outputs that can then be used to drive the various aspects of a material, with some typical output channels being base or diffuse color, roughness, metallic, glossiness, height, and so on. Now, because Bitmap to Material is just a substance archive, one that is typically running inside the substance player, we can use the Bitmap to Material node in any application that supports the use of published substance files, which is exactly what we're going to be doing inside 3ds Max. Now, if you would like to dig into using Bitmap to Material 3 as both a standalone package and as a node running inside Substance Designer, then do feel free to check out Joel Bradley's Substance B2M course that can be found here in the online training library. The second substance-based application that we will make use of is Substance Designer itself, a program that allows artists to build their own substance networks, these being procedurally based texturing systems that can open up a world of possibilities when it comes to generating new and existing material types. The real beauty of this system is that the creator or author of the substance file can choose to expose as many or as few of the textures controls to the final texturing artist as they like, controls that can then be used to generate multiple variations of a material in almost no time at all. In the first instance of using Substance Designer, we will take a look at how we can both export and then use a published substance file with V-Ray in 3ds Max, after which we will move on to working with what I will call a more traditional bitmap-based approach as well. Again, if you want to dive deeper into the use of this application, then Substance Designer Essential Training is a library course that you will probably want to look into. The third and final substance-based application that we will work with is Substance Painter. Now, as with Bitmap to Material, Substance Painter doesn't, at the time of this recording, have the ability to output an actual substance archive in the way that Designer does, and so what we will again need to do is take a look at how we can output the various material channels that we need as bitmaps, and then also look at how we can use those bitmaps to control our materials in 3ds Max and V-Ray. One way in which the Substance Painter application differs quite drastically from Substance Designer is the fact that whilst the latter is a node-based, fully procedural texturing system that works much like many high-end compositing applications these days, Painter has, by way of contrast, much more in common with applications such as Adobe's Photoshop and After Effects in that it uses a layering, masking, and brush-based approach to the creation process. It does have some very cool and unique tools in that it can, as the name obviously implies, use substance files as a part of the material process, as well as being able to create some nifty surface effects using a variety of particle-based brushes. Now again, if you want to become familiar with the full scope of what this application can do, then Substance Painter Essential Training is a course that you will want to watch. Before we go ahead and make use of these substance-based applications in our texturing pipelines though, we may want to take a moment or two in order to consider which of the workflow approaches available we are going to want to use, something that we will move on to taking a look at in our next exercise.